Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to be reading the rest of chapter 1 and the last 5 sections in the book that we just started, How to Use the Power of Prayer. Your Mind Can Heal You. And of course, this is written by Joseph Murphy. So in the first video, I read the first 5 sections, and the book is broken down in like talking about a specific topic. So worry, fear, your desires, how to practice the presence of God in order to pray more effectively for specific things in your life. So we left off yesterday talking about God and desire and what desire means, and how to find what it is that you really desire in life and then pray effectively for the outcome. So today we're going to be talking about happy marriage. That's where we left off. So I mentioned in the previous video that these books were written between the 1950s and the 1970s with this author. So a lot of the verbiage is going to be more old-fashioned. He does specifically talk about man and wife, though I know that this day and age, you may not be married, you may not be in a man and wife situation. There are all kinds of couples, all kinds of partnerships and relationships out there. And this is not by any means the author's way of saying that if you do these things, you're definitely going to have a happy marriage. This is how to pray effectively for specific things in your life. And so these are things you can do to help you as a catalyst on your end to make improvements in your life, whatever aspect, whatever area that is. So with that being said, let's go ahead and read the last 5 sections of this chapter. So a happy marriage. What God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. A husband and wife should each be married to God, and all things good. A husband and wife should never let the sun go down on their wrath. Never carry over from one day to another accumulated irritation arising from little disagreements. Be sure to forgive each other for any sharpness before you retire at night. The answer to a happy marriage is for each one to see the Christ in the other. Begin now to see the presence of the living God in each other. Say to yourself now, I salute the divinity in my husband or in my wife or in my partner, as the case may be. Say to your wife or husband or your partner, I appreciate all you are doing and I radiate love and goodwill to you all day long. Do not take your partner for granted. Show your appreciation and your love. Think appreciation and goodwill rather than condemnation, criticism, and nagging. Remember the injunction of the Bible. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. The way to build a peaceful home and a happy marriage is upon the basis of love, beauty, harmony, mutual respect, faith in God, and in all things good. Say from your heart, my marriage or my partnership, actually no, in this case I think it would be marriage. My marriage is consecrated in prayer and love. A husband and wife should always pray together at least once a day, preferably at night before going to bed. This will restore peace in the home and in the heart, for God is peace. I suppose that would relate to any relationship, so I take back the statement that is specifically for marriage. 3 steps to a happy marriage. The first step, in the beginning, God. The moment you awaken in the morning, claim God is guiding you in all ways. Send out loving thoughts of peace, harmony, and love to your marriage partner, to all members of the family, and to the whole world. The second step, say grace at breakfast. Give thanks for the wonderful food, for your abundance, and for all of your blessings. Make sure that no problem, worries, or arguments shall enter into the table conversation. The same applies at dinner time. The third step, husband and wife or partners should alternate in praying each night. Keep the Bible close at hand. Read the 23rd, 91st, 27th Psalms, the 11th chapter of Hebrews, the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians, and other great texts of the New Testament before going to sleep. Say quietly, thank you, Father, for all the blessings of the day. God giveth his beloved sleep. The secret of peace of mind. Here's our next topic. Communion with God is the way to peace of mind. This means returning to God in prayer and realizing that His peace and love are now flowing through your mind and heart. Prayer, or this silent communion with God within you, will change your character. Prayer makes you a different person. The word prayer may be understood as including any form of communion with God, whether it's vocal or mental. Peace of mind is achieved by getting a real sense of the presence of God within you. In trying to bring peace into lives of others, your personal opinion is usually wrong. By getting them to patch up their differences or arriving at a compromise to which they agree, there is no true peace, because they have not completely forgiven each other. The best way to heal quarrels of this nature is the silent way of prayer. Realize that the wisdom, love, and peace of God are flowing through the minds and hearts of all concerned. The trouble will dissolve in a wonderful way. Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. 3 steps to peace of mind. The first step, realize God is peace and that He dwells in the midst of you. Then think of that inner peace as yours now. Say quietly several times, the peace of God that passeth all understanding now floods me and my heart. The second step, know that you have in your mind that which you constantly practice. Say frequently during the day, I know that peace of mind is mine because I enthrone thoughts of peace, harmony, and goodwill in my mind. I live with these ideas all day long. The third step, read the 23rd Psalm every night. Relax the body. Say, I now enthrone in my mind thoughts of peace, love, and goodwill. God is my shepherd, and God's river of peace flows through me now. I lay me down in peace to sleep, for thou, Lord, only maketh me to dwell in safety. You can have a better future. Remember what James said, faith without works is dead. You must demonstrate your faith. Faith is a way of thinking, an attitude of mind, a positive, affirmative approach toward life. If you live, for example, in the joyous expectancy of the best, invariably the best will come to you. You are demonstrating to the world that your faith is in all good things. Live in the firm conviction of your oneness with God, with life, and with the universe. You will find yourself attracting to you wonderful people, greater property, and increased awareness of God's wisdom. Claim every day of your life that divine intelligence is directing your footsteps along the right path. Know that God is your source supply. He is the giver of every perfect gift. Realize that all of your needs are met and that there is a divine surplus. To attain peace and harmony, say from your heart every morning as you arise, God's peace, the peace that passeth all understanding, fills my mind and heart. Paul says that all things work together for good to them that love God. God and good are synonymous. You are in tune with all things God-like, and behold, if any man be in Christ, be is a new creature. I don't know if that's supposed to say be is a new creature or he is a new creature. I think that was a typo. So if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. 3 steps to a better future. The first step, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will make plain thy path. Trust also in him and believe in him, and he will bring it to pass. Turn to God within you. Claim that God is governing all of your affairs. The second step, realize that the way to get along with people and adjust yourself to life is to love them. Let your heart be motivated by love and goodwill toward all around you. Pray for the peace and prosperity of all those with whom you are associated. The third step, have a definite mental attitude of success. When presented with a problem, realize that the infinite intelligence of God is revealing to you the perfect plan and showing you the way you should go. As you go to sleep, say, God knows the answer. Feel the joy of the answered prayer. Overcoming irritation, that's a good one. He whose spirit is without restraint is like a city that is broken down and without walls. He that ruleth his spirit is greater than he that taketh a city. I think that's from a Bible. It's just a little quote. In order that you might lead a full and happy life, control of the emotion is essential. To govern and control your emotions and temper tantrums, it is essential to maintain control over your thoughts. As a matter of fact, you cannot find peace any other way. Willpower or mental coercion will not do it. Forcing yourself to suppress your anger is also not the way. The answer is to enthrone godlike thoughts in your mind. Busy yourself mentally with the concepts of peace, harmony, and goodwill. Keep firm control over your thoughts. Learn to substitute love for fear and peace for discord. You can direct your thoughts along harmonious lines. For example, if you see or hear of something that disturbs or angers you, instead of giving way to the anger or irritation, say automatically, "The peace of God that passeth all understanding is now flooding my mind, my body, and my whole being." Repeat this phrase several times during a period of stress. You will find that all tension and anger disappear. Fill your mind with love, and the negative thoughts cannot enter. When someone says something sharp or critical to you, think on a single statement of truth, such as, "God is love. He leadeth me beside the still waters." Peace steals over you. You will radiate this peace. I think the author did talk about this a little bit in one of the previous books. He was talking about using an example that you're sitting in your house, and it's nice and quiet, and then all of a sudden a dog outside starts barking, or someone's car alarm starts going off, and you get so irritated and you're yelling and you're complaining about it, but it's not stopping the dog and it's not stopping the car alarm. All it's doing is interrupting your peace, and you're doing more of the interrupting with the way that you're reacting to it rather than what's actually happening itself. So when you find yourself in little situations like that, it's a good time to practice not allowing those things to interrupt your inner peace, not giving them that power, because you're ultimately doing more damage to yourself, making yourself more angry and irritated with your complaints and with your yelling and your irritations. All right, 3 steps in overcoming irritation. The first step: as you awaken in the morning, say to yourself, "This is God's day. It is a new day for me, a new beginning. The restoring, healing, soothing, loving power of God is flowing through me, bringing peace to my mind and my body now and forevermore." The second step: should some business problem or some person upset or irritate you, think immediately about His holy presence. Say, "God is with me all day. His peace, His guidance, and His love enable me to meet all problems calmly and peacefully." The third step: radiate love to all of your associates, to anyone you associate with. Claim that they are doing their best. Say, "I wish them peace, harmony, and joy. I salute the God in them." And lo and behold, God and His love will come forth. Your spiritual rebirth. When the storm of life disturbs you and it appears that your ship is about to founder, remember that it is time for you to awaken to the Christ within. This is how you become reborn spiritually. Recall to mind that God is within you, the very life of you. Closer is He than breathing. Nearer is He than hands and feet. Nearer is He than hands and feet. Realize that with God, all things are possible. Claim and know that the God power within you is able to cope with any difficulty. Dwell on the peace and harmony of God where the difficulty is, and a perfect divine solution will follow. If troubled, say, "Peace, be still." The peace of God will steal over you. Turn your burdens or your problems over to the God wisdom within you, knowing and believing that the perfect solution will come to you in God's own way. When you do this with faith and confidence, the storm or anxiety will pass away, and a great calm will steal over you. This is the peace that passeth all understanding. If you are living in limitation and sickness, this is bondage and restriction. It means you are in the dark as to the higher side of life and your tremendous potentialities. When you catch a glimpse of a higher set of facts, the old way of thinking will be displaced. Then your Christ or inner life will rise from the dead or limited state. Enthrone the concepts of peace, harmony, and success in your mind. Busy your mind with these things. You will find that your body and circumstance will reflect your inner mental attitude. This is the new birth of freedom. Remove prejudices, deceit, and jealousies from your mind by opening your mind to the light of God's love and inspiration. God's love revives and thrills you. This is the birth of God in you. 3 steps to your spiritual rebirth. The first step. I saw a new haven and a new earth. I now know that God's love springs in my soul. My heart feels the presence of God because I radiate love and joy to all. So you're going to say that or think it. The second step. Anytime a negative, fearful, critical thought comes to you, say, God is with me. This kills it. Then your soul is filled with love towards all. The third step. Remember always that God never changes. God is within you, your loving Father, saying, Fear not, child, for all is thine. I know that some of these things might sound easier, they're easier said than done, but I still urge you to put the practice into place if there is an area that you would like to improve upon and you might feel that maybe too much damage has been done, too much time has passed. I urge you to still dig for that faith and talk to God and give that to God and allow Him to help you. These things are very simply put, and perhaps we think there needs to be a lot more explanation, a lot more steps to help ourselves, but I find that we like to make things a lot more difficult than they really are. I don't know if it's just our human nature. It probably is. Or if something is given to you for free, like, these certain practices that can be life-changing for you, they're not going to work. Only things that are going to work are fancy, expensive, exclusive, the most trendiest things. And that's simply not true. You don't need all of the fancy bells and whistles. You don't need all of the rituals and all of the the candles and the crystals and the statues. You don't need any of that. All you need is within you. So please remember that. It requires nothing fancy, just for you to have a relationship with God and to go to Him and to have faith in Him that He will see it through along with you. So that completes chapter 1. Our next chapter we're going to be talking about, or it's titled, Love is Freedom. So that will be our next chapter, which I believe I will be able to finish in 1 or 2 videos. I think that's kind of what each chapter is going to look like from here on. So we will stop right there for today, and I will see you again very soon for chapter 2. Until then, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. As always, see God in everybody. You may not like everybody. It may be harder for you to picture that, even if it's just a glimpse of it. To each person you encounter and each person you speak with. I've been trying to practice that lately, and it really does make a difference in how I view the person and in how I view the world, and also in how I view myself. A more joyful feeling comes over me when I remember that, and I look at people differently, and it's a pretty incredible thing. I've known about looking at everyone as God for a long time, and I do try to practice it whenever I can. It should be ingrained in me, because that's how we should all be looking at one another, because that is what we are. And so it's nice to be reminded, because we really do need that reminder when life is busy and we let things go to the wayside because things without seem more important. But really it's what's within that we need to actually make a priority in order to see true change without. So I will let you go for now, and I will see you again very soon for our next chapter. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.